to the Morning Drive.
Good morning to the GMD crew.
With Mike Bagley and Pete Pistone. Let it go. See you later. Bye-bye now.
You guys are the best.
Let me show you what it's all about. Check it out. I'm gonna light it up. Yeah, I'm gonna light it up. Check it out. I'm gonna light it up. Yeah, I'm gonna light it up. Just check it out. I'm gonna light it up. Yeah, I'm gonna light it up. Let me show you what it's all about. Check it out.
24 minutes before the top of the hour. Fitting rejoin right there. Let me show you what it's all about by the Larceny. And it was a case of larceny over the weekend. Kyle Larson winning the truck race. Kyle Larson winning the all-star race. Time for our checkered flags and black flags. You can get yours in at 866-BIT-LANE. You can also tweet us at SiriusXM NASCAR. Hashtag TMD NASCAR. Pete, what do you have? What do you have?
Well, trying to sort of circumvent the low-hanging fruit here. I'm going to give my checkered flag to somebody that bounced back and maybe wasn't like a gigantic great finish for them, but small gains in a situation where you have an all-star race. And to be honest, I just really like the look of his race car. I'm going to give it to Eric Jones in that 43 car at Legacy Motor Club. You know, when you kind of looked up, Baggy, and looked down and you saw that car on track with that STP, Richard Petty paint scheme from back in the day, that's kind of what the weekend was a lot like for me. I mean, I know we had throwback weekend last week at Darlington, but there were some pretty cool paint schemes this past weekend as well, and this whole kind of week we've had where NASCAR's been able to celebrate its history. And Eric has had a really rough season. There's no other way to say it. He and Noah Gregson at Legacy Motor Club, and Noah was able to make the race through the fan vote yesterday as well. Yeah, again, only an 8th place finish. It's the All-Star race. I get it, but looking for a little silver lining, and I really like that paint scheme, so I want to give that checkered flag to Eric Jones, sorry. My black flag, unfortunately, and this was a big disappointment, and I know it's a disappointment for them as well as for me, but sort of staying in the same vein of the paint scheme. You know, to see that 29 car with Kevin Harvick and Rodney Childers talking about the emotion and Kevin talking about that, and you really wanted to see a good run out of that team. I mean, they finished 18th yesterday. I mean, they just were just there, which was, great to see the race car and all that, but I was disappointed by that. I really felt like maybe Kevin, nobody had anything for Kyle Larson, I understand that, but it really would have been nice to see Kevin in that 29 car up near the front of the field and not just all the reverence about the number and what it meant to the team and what it meant to Kevin and all that. To end their run there in the All-Star race, Kevin's final All-Star race as a full-time driver, I wanted to see a little more out of that, so I'm sure they're disappointed like I am, so that gets my black flag of disappointment for the 29 team yesterday with Kevin Harvick.
Sammy, what do you have?
My checkered flag, I don't know how you... Well, yeah, I got to give it to Kyle Larson. That was just a butt-kicking, man. Like an absolute butt-kicking. And I don't know. Normally people aren't huge fans of that, and I'm not normally a huge fan of it, but for some reason last night it was kind of fun to see someone go out there and just absolutely dominate. So I got to give it to Larson and the 5 crew, especially after, we heard Cliff and him both say that they were really not that good on Friday or Saturday. So to come out and to be struggling those 2 days and then to come out and just kick butt the next day seemed to be pretty good. So I guess my black flag, is kind of not contradictory, but like I just didn't. I did not feel like that was the best racing in the world. I wasn't looking for like slam bam, thank you ma'am, people getting put up into the wall and stuff like that. What was the stat, Mike? 3 lead changes amongst 2 drivers. Is that what it was?
That's what it was.
I just was hoping that we could get maybe a little bit more action than that. Like I said, I'm not looking for people to be upside down on fire or anything, but for it being like an all-star race, I think for the first time, the new shiny thing of going back to Wilkesboro is there, but I think for it to be sustainable, the racing on the track needs to improve. I think NASCAR's working on doing that. They're going to figure out a way to make it better. I know no one's just sitting back there, they're not paying attention to that, but it was just not as exciting for how exciting everything off the track was. The on the track product did not match that excitement, in my opinion.
All right, Davey?
I'm going to give my checkered flag to Daniel Suarez. It was a well-needed weekend for him. Finished 7th in the All-Star race, won his heat race, and as you do, you kind of compare a driver to their teammate. Ross Chastain has outperformed Daniel pretty much all year long and, frankly, the last couple years. But Chastain finished 11th in the main event, and it seemed like Suarez had more speed overall for the entire weekend than the one team. So even though they didn't have race-winning speed or top 5 speed, I think that's incremental gains for Daniel Suarez, and he was saying how he felt like this was a potential turning point of the season for the 99 group. So I'll give my checkered flag to them. Black flag, if I can't give it to the allergies here in North Carolina, because holy cow, they are not playing around, I'll give it to Kyle Busch. He was 22nd and just a total non-factor last night. And even after his heat race, too, a couple people were trying to get a word with him on pit road, and understandably, he was not in the mood to talk. He just did not have a great weekend, and I know that he's spoken at length about RCR's challenges on short tracks. That was pretty evident once again. His teammate Austin Dillon did not fare much better, so unfortunately got a black flag Rowdy for just not a great race and not a great weekend either. No speed in the car, no real long run, short run, tire conservation, nothing. It was just a weekend to forget, unfortunately, for Rowdy.
Well, for me, my black flag is going to be, to me, I guess, with the self-imposed expectation that I had for the final 100 laps. Teams had one set of tires that they could have used in the last 100 laps, and the question is, well, when do they come take them? Well, the caution comes early. Do you come get them then, or do you wait for an opportunity later on in the run? That caution never happened, and those tires never got used. They were laying there, and that, to me, took out one of the strategic elements of the race that I was looking forward to. So not being able to put that last set of tires on, and actually they left a set laying from the first half of the race because they had a total of 3. They only took 1. They had 3 sets laying in the box. They took 1, obviously, at the competition break, and then some came and took 1 at lap 18. But as far as the last 100 laps, nothing at all. So I was kind of let down there because I wanted the strategy play. I really wanted to see who was going to out-strategize the other. And on paper, it looked like that it was shaping up to be that way. Just never came to be. My checkered flag is actually going to go in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series race, and it's going to go to Ty Majeski. Final restart. Let's be honest. Ty could have cleaned Larson's clock out and drove him up the racetrack, got him all cattywampus, but I appreciate the level of class that Ty Majeski races with. And Pete, it goes back to that, what you've been talking about, and what I will borrow a phrase from Mom, those morals and scruples that those Midwestern short track racers race with. He didn't wipe him out, could have roughed him up,